Okay. Now, means as two new joiners are there, right? So let me just means normally, right? Means let me just give a quick walkthrough at least at the component level, and then we'll start. Okay. So as this is the first session, right? As I already said you, right? If I need to learn Selenium. Okay, we need to learn different components as well. Like first thing is you need to have knowledge on core Java, and then you should understand the Selenium methods which are available. Because you need to understand these methods as you are going to use these methods to automate your application. Third thing is you should also understand unit testing framework. Okay, unit testing framework. Okay, we have two frameworks. Okay, we have two frameworks. First one is nothing but what we actually calling it as an JUnit, and the second one is a test engine. So that you should have knowledge on both these frameworks, because in some projects, right, they actually use Selenium with JUnit. In some projects, right, they actually use Selenium with test engine. It depends upon your client and as well as organization you are working with which what they are convenient, right? They actually use these unit testing frameworks to write your automation script. So you need to learn both. And the next one is since we are learning this with Java language, right? You need to understand the build tool. Okay, so that here in Java, right, we have Maven and as well as Gradle as build tools. So you need to have understanding in at least one build tool. Okay, so you need to learn Maven or Gradle. Okay, so this will be your fourth component. And the fifth component is nothing but you need to have understanding on Selenium common scenarios. If I say Selenium common scenarios, you need to understand how you are going to capture screenshot, how you are going to store data specific element, how do you handle alerts, how do you handle the frames, windows, pop-ups, what are the best practices that you actually use, like how do you define object repository, page object model, page factory, how do you read data from different files, like if it is a property file, text file, XML file, okay, and Excel file, okay, how do you write customized export to locate an element. Okay, so all these comes under to Selenium common scenarios, which are common to your any application. So you need to understand that how you are going to use these scenarios based upon your requirement. Now, once this has been done, right, you should also have understanding on, means we should start understanding on framework. Means what is framework? Okay, how you are going to define your framework if you want to design it as into modularity fashion, or else if you want to design it as a keyword driven fashion, or else if you want to design it as a using data driven fashion, or if you're combining any two, right, how you are going to design it into hybrid fashion. So you need to understand this, and whenever you are going to design a framework, right, we design it using CDD approach, means the test driven development, or else you can design it using behavioral driven approach, or what we actually calling it as a feature driven approach. So whatever the approach, right, means you should also understand here, means if it is behavioral driven or FDD, right, you should also understand how you are going to use Cucumber to design it into behavioral driven or feature driven. Okay, so you need to understand these concepts under to this particular framework part. Now once we had done with this, right, means these all are common, these all are under two frameworks. Okay, these all are under two frameworks. Okay, so these all comes under to framework like a hybrid. Okay, so if you see, right, this is nothing but your seventh component is nothing but you need to understand on Cucumber framework, and then you need to have understanding on any code repository. Means you actually write your code and you actually store into an repo called Git or Bitbucket. So both to use any of these, right, whether if your organization is using Git or if your organization is using Bitbucket, right, you need to understand how you are going to use this Git bash client to interact with any of these repositories. Means you need to understand some basic commands like pull, push, branch, checkout, status, add, commit. Okay, so you need to understand the flow that how you are going to put your code into a repository. Okay, and how team can access that code and how they can take the latest update and start working on their respective tasks. Okay, for that, right, you need to understand this Git repository. And once you have done this, right, then you should understand what Jenkins integration. Okay, means how you are going to integrate when like Jenkins uses, how you are going to use Jenkins by integrating to that repository and performing executions on remote mission. Okay, and finally, right, you need to understand CI/CD, means continuous integration and continuous testing. Means by combining all these, right, how you are going to achieve continuous integration and continuous testing. So this is a high level index of your Selenium. Means if you want to learn Selenium with Java, right, this is nothing but the high level index or the high level components that you should learn with Selenium with Java. Okay. Now, if I need to define, if I need to simply define, right, what is Selenium? Okay, what is Selenium? Okay, Selenium is nothing but people call it with different names. That some say it as in a suit, some say it as in jar file, some say it as in library. Okay, some people say it as an automation tool. Okay, so what is Selenium? First, you need to understand what is Selenium. Okay, so you need to understand, you should be in a position to understand that what is Selenium. Okay, so if I need to if I need to means see normally, right, Selenium was provided by ThoughtWorks. Okay, and this has been provided as a suit. Means it has multiple, means it has been provided as a suit. Okay, so means what does Selenium contain? First, we will see how it has been provided by ThoughtWorks, and then I'll show you that what we actually use in your real practice. Okay, what we actually use in your real practice. So what we actually use for real, what we actually use in your real practice. So for that, right, Selenium has been provided with multiple components. Okay, so if I want to list the component, right, that how ThoughtWorks has been provided, the first component is nothing but what we actually calling it as a Selenium IDE. And the second component is nothing but what we actually calling it as a Selenium RC. The third component is nothing but what we actually calling it as a Selenium WebDriver. And the fourth component is nothing but what we actually calling it as a Selenium Grid. So normally, right, if you go through any website, right, this is how that they actually show that Selenium has these four components, like Selenium IDE, Selenium RC or WebDriver, or Selenium Grid. Okay, so first thing is Selenium IDE. Okay, it has been provided as a plugin. Okay, plugin for browser. Okay, through which you can record and playback. When, for example, if you put record and if you perform actions on your browser, right, it actually records it, and if you play it, right, it actually replicates the same action. Okay, but this got depreciated, and now it got depreciated, and now they are developing a new IDE, means new plugin, through which you can achieve certain functionalities with respect to our latest browser. It was still in development. Okay, they had not officially announced that this can be used with certain browser. It was still in in a testing phase to get it released. Okay, and the second component is nothing but what we are actually calling it as an RC or WebDriver. Okay, till 3.0, right, means the current version, right, of Selenium which you are using is nothing but Selenium 4.0. Okay, till 3.0, right, it was called, means till 3.0, right, means it was called as Selenium RC, means remote control. Now it was called at, means after 3, right, means it was called as WebDriver. Okay, it was called as WebDriver. Okay, and this is nothing but, means this Selenium RC, this WebDriver, right, which is nothing but what we actually use in your real practice to automate our application. Okay, means if they say Selenium, right, this Selenium WebDriver is nothing but what we actually use in our real practice to automate our application. Okay, Selenium RC and WebDriver both are nothing but are provided as in library. Okay, both are nothing but which are provided as in library. Okay, libraries. Okay, both are nothing but libraries. Okay, okay, both are nothing but libraries. So if you see here, right, means Selenium WebDriver is nothing but what we actually use in our real practice. And the Selenium Grid. Okay, Selenium Grid. If I need to run my automation scripts on multiple operating, means I can simply say if I want to check the compatibility. Okay, compatibility of my script, means if I want to run the script on different operating systems or with different browsers. Okay, with different browser versions. Like for example, if I want to run my script on Chrome 98, Chrome 99, Chrome 100 or Chrome 103, right? I can't do that on a single mission. Means on a single mission, I can open only one browser at it. Okay, means I can open only one browser of that particular type. Means for example, on my mission, right, I can open Chrome, Firefox, and as well as IE. But I can't open Chrome 98, Chrome 99 on a single mission. Means I can't open two different versions of the same browser on a single mission. So if I need to check compatibility, right, then I need to actually run that on different missions. Okay, by installing different operating systems. In such case, right, we actually use Selenium Grid. Okay, we actually use Selenium Grid, and Selenium Grid also helps us to perform remote execution. Means if I want to execute my script remotely on a different mission, okay, instead of executing that on my local mission, right, then also we actually use this Selenium Grid. Then also we actually use this Selenium Grid. So if means here just you need to understand the basic knowledge that Selenium has three components. One is the Selenium IDE, Selenium RC or WebDriver, and Selenium Grid. What you actually use in your real practice means you need to remember that Selenium WebDriver is nothing but what we are actually using in our real practice. Now, what is this Selenium WebDriver? Come into WebDriver. So this is Selenium WebDriver, right? It has been provided as a binding in the different languages. Okay, in different languages. Okay, now what do you mean by binding means? It is a library. Okay, it is a library. Okay, if I need to use that is with Java, right? It has been provided in Java with Java language as Java binding. If I need to use that with Python, it has been provided as a Python library with is nothing but what we actually calling it in Python binding. If I want to use it with C sharp, then they had been provided as in C sharp binding. So Selenium library has been provided in multiple languages. You have that library with Java, Python, C sharp, JavaScript. Means around we means we can automate it. Means Selenium supports 7 languages. Means Selenium WebDriver has been provided in seven bindings. Means you can use it with HTML, you can use it with Java, Python, C sharp, Ruby, okay, JavaScript. Okay, so whatever the languages that that Selenium supports, right, it has been provided in all those languages as in binding, so that if I'm using with Java, right, I can download Selenium Java library and I can automate it. If I'm planning to automate it using Python, right, I can download Selenium Python library and I can automate it. If I want to automate it using C sharp, then I can download Selenium C sharp library and I can automate it. Okay, so it has been provided as a library in multiple languages. Okay, you can means if you see right, it has been provided in Ruby, it has been provided in any of these languages as a binding. Now first you need to understand if I say Selenium library, right? What it means? Okay, what it means? It is very simple. If I define library, right, I can simply say it is nothing but collection of jar files. Okay, and each jar file is nothing but collection of packages. Okay, collection of packages, and each package is nothing but a collection of classes. Okay, and interfaces. Okay, each jar file is nothing but, again you can simply say it is nothing but collection of packages, and each package is nothing but collection of classes and interface. Now again, what does class and interface contains means it contains collection of methods. Okay, it contains means what it means in Selenium library, right? It contains multiple jars. Under two jars, right? What we have, right? It contains collection of packages. Under two packages, you have collection of methods. Means each class and interface is nothing but collection of methods. So these methods, right, means the methods that are provided in the Selenium. Okay, we can use these methods and you can automate your application. You can automate your application. So the methods that are provided under the Selenium library, you can use these methods and you can automate your application. Means these methods help to interact with the browser. These methods help us to interact with the browser to automate your application. Excuse me. To automate your application. Okay. So this is nothing but what we say library. Library means here, right? If I want to automate using Java language, I need to choose a Selenium library which was developed in Java. That is nothing but what we are actually calling it as a Selenium Java binding. Means library which was used with Java language. Okay, you need to download the Selenium library and you need to use that to automate your application using Java language. So first thing is if I need to use Selenium, okay, if I need to use Selenium on my mission, okay. So first, if I need to understand the methods that are provided under the Selenium, if I need to automate it using Selenium, right? If I need to automate it using the Selenium, okay, using Selenium jar file, or you can say library, or you can say library, right? Okay, since I am planning to automate it using Java language, first I need to have little bit understanding on core Java. Then only you will understand that how you are going to use Selenium method in your scripting. Okay, in your scripting to automate your application. In your scripting to automate your applications. Okay. So first thing is if I need to first thing is if you need to install. Okay. If I need to use Selenium on my mission, right? First thing is if I need to use methods that are provided under to Selenium, right? First thing is you need to have little bit understanding on core Java. Means you need to have little bit Java basics. Then only you will understand that how you are going to use the methods that are present under to Selenium jar file. Because those methods are written in Java language. So if I need to use them, right, I need to have basic understanding that how I am able to use methods that are provided in Java while writing my code. So for that, right, means the first component, as I said you, right, the first component is you need to understand a little bit core Java concept. Okay, a little bit core Java concept. So if I need to write, okay, if I need to write Java code on my mission, okay, on my mission, I need to have certain prerequisites. Okay, I need to have certain prerequisites. What are those prerequisites? Okay, first thing is I need to have JDK. Means I need to have Java installed on your mission. Means if I say I need to have Java installed on my mission, right? It means that I need to have JDK installed on our mission. I need to have JDK installed on our mission. Now, what is this JDK? What is this JDK? It is nothing but Java development kit. Okay, Java development kit. Means you need to have JDK installed on your machine, which is nothing but what we actually calling it as a Java development kit. And here, right, in Java, you will see JDK one term, and second one is JRE. JRE means Java Runtime Environment. Java Runtime Environment. These are the two terms that you see while installing Java. If I want to install Java, right, means normally it means that you need to install JDK. What do you mean by JDK means? JDK means Java Development Kit. If you see JRE, right, JRE means Java Runtime Environment. It means that in JDK, means Java Development Kit, right, if you install JDK, it automatically installs JRE, means Java Runtime Environment. Java Runtime Environment. JDK, if I need to write Java code and if I need to develop any application, I need to use Java Development Kit. Okay, if I want to run my Java code, right, then I need JRE, Java Runtime Environment. Means after writing my Java code and if I want to run it, right, I need to have JRE. But if I need to develop any Java application, right, I need to have JDK on my mission, Java Development Kit. So whenever you are downloading, if you are downloading JDK means it internally means it automatically downloads JRE as well, because JRE is nothing but a subset of JDK. JRE is present in JDK. So if you install JDK, right, you will automatically get JRE also installed on your mission. You will automatically get JRE also installed on your mission. And the second prerequisite is you need to have an editor. If I need to write some Java piece of code, right, I need to have an editor. So here, right, we actually use Eclipse editor to write your Java code. Okay, you have a lot of editors in the market like NetBeans, Visual Code. You can also use them, but the best part is, but the best one is if you use Eclipse editor, right, it has a lot of features which actually makes your scripting simple. Okay, so first, while we are going to use Eclipse editor to write our Java code. So if I need to write Java code on my mission, I need to have these two prerequisites. First one is I need to have JDK. Second one is I need to have Eclipse editor. So if I need to install these two, okay, onto my machine to write some Java piece of code, right? So how do you install it? First, you need to open your Google Chrome and just type here JDK free download. Okay, don't type Java free download. Please make sure that you never type Java free download. Okay, if you type like this, right, it actually goes with this site. Okay, and when you're downloading it, right, you will actually get only JRE installed on your machine. Okay, so the best way is you need to type JDK, specify 1.8 version, and specify free download. Okay, so you will get a link, but JDK 1.8. See, the current version of Java is around 14 now. Okay, but why we are still downloading 1.8 is because till 1.8 that Java is free. It was open source. After 1.8, right, they had changed their license terms. Now, if you are using JDK for any commercial purpose, right, it is licensed. Well, for example, in your project, if they are using JDK, right, it is like it used to take license to use it. Okay, but if it is 1.8, right, till 1.8, it was open source. So you can download JDK 1.8, okay, onto your machine. So if you type this JDK 1.8 in your real practice, right, if you're working for some organization, if they already have Java license, you can download latest Java version and you can use it. Okay, but if you're trying to use it but if you don't have, if your organization does not have licenses, right, then it is better to use JDK 1.8 to do your automation scripting. Okay, so how do you download this JDK? How do you download this Java onto your machine? So once you type JDK 1.8 free download, right, you will get a lot of links. Just click on the first link which was showing under the Oracle site. Now if you scroll down, right, you can see there are different versions of Java that is showing for Linux, Linux 32-bit, Linux 64-bit, Mac operating system, Solaris server, and then Windows x86 and Windows 64. Windows x86 means, okay, Windows x86 means it is 32-bit. Windows x64 means it is 64-bit machine. So before installing this JDK onto your machine, right, first you need to check what type of machine you are. So just you need to go and open your, any folder explorer. You will have my computer or the PC. So if you right click onto it and if you go to properties, okay. Now you can see here, see this is nothing but, if you see here right now, this is nothing but 64-bit machine. In the similar way, if your machine is 32-bit, then you need to install JDK 32-bit on your machine. If your machine is 64-bit, you can install 64-bit JDK on your machine. So to check whether what type of machine you are, right, just you need to go to this folder, folder explorer, and you will have my computer or this PC folder, right? You need to just right click onto that particular folder, click on properties. It actually gives you what type of machine it is. My machine is 64-bit, means means the operating system which is installed on my machine, right? It is 64-bit. Okay, it is 64-bit. Okay, so we are installing, means we need to install JDK 64-bit on our machine. We need to install JDK 64-bit on our machine. So here, right, if you browse here, right, whenever you are searching for JDK 1.8, right, you are getting this list of options. So if you see here, right, this Windows XP 64 is nothing but 64-bit JDK. So here, right, one important thing is, if I need to install JDK from Oracle site, right, first you need to register with Oracle site. Okay, so if you click on to this particular link, right, to download this particular JDK, if you click right, you will get this particular pop-up. You need to click on I accept and review the terms and license agreement of Oracle, and you need to click on download JDK. So then you will be redirecting to a page where it will ask you for your credentials. Okay, so if you don't have your credentials, right, then what you need to do is you need to click on create account and you need to enter all your details like your name, your Gmail ID, and you need to set some password, some basic details. So if you click on create, right, you need to enter whatever that it is showing in star, right? You need to enter those details and you need to click on create account. So if you click on this create account, right, it will take around 24 hours of time to get an email triggered to your email ID. Means once Oracle creates an account, right, it triggers an email to your email ID which you have provided. And then if you click on it, right, you are confirming it and your email will be activated for Oracle account. Okay. So once you had done with this, right, then you will get means I get an email ID and I'll get a password, right? So you need to enter your email ID and password. So once you enter it, right, then it will automatically download that particular JDK. Okay, so if you click on save button, okay, if you are clicking on download and if you click on save button, it is showing that I already have that. I want to replace it. I was saying replace it. So it has downloaded this JDK. So whenever you are clicking on a link, whenever you go to Oracle and if you click on any JDK version, right, it actually redirects to this particular, it actually gives you this particular pop-up. If you click on download it, right, it actually redirects to this Oracle site. You need to give your user ID and password, then only you will get this, then only this particular exe will be downloaded. If you don't have user ID and password, right, you can't download this jdk.exe file onto your machine. So to get this right, you need to first create an account and it will take around 24 hours of time to get an email triggered to your email provided. You will get an email from Oracle. So if you are getting email, right, and you need to click on a link to confirm this is your email, then only your email will be activated for your Oracle account. So this is your first prerequisite if you want to download JDK onto your machine. So once this has been done, right, now you will get a .exe file, right? If you double click on it, okay, if you double click on it, it actually gives you a pop-up that do you want to install JDK, yes or no. You need to type yes. You will get a pop-up where it will ask you, do you want to install JDK or not? Yes or no. You need to click on yes. Okay, it is showing that it is already present on my machine. Okay, it is showing that it is already present on my machine. So let me uninstall it. So how do you uninstall it? Just I am going to control panel. Okay, you will have control panel. click on control panel. So you will be into this particular screen. I was just uninstalling. I was clicking on uninstall program. Go here. Okay, now what I need to do is here I need to see for Java. Okay, I need to click on to this particular Java and I need to click on uninstall. Okay, yes, sir. So it is actually uninstalling JDK from my machine. Since I already have this JDK installed on my machine. So I just want to show you the installation process so that I was uninstalling it. Okay, I was uninstalling it. So I can directly go to control panel and I need to select that specific JDK. Okay, and I need to uninstall it. Okay, so it is going to uninstall JDK from my machine. So now if you go to, again, if you go to this browser, click on download, click on show in folder. So this is nothing but what we had downloaded. I'm double clicking and I'm opening it. So whenever I click on it, right, it will show, it will ask you, do you want to install yes or no? So I'm clicking on yes, no. So I'm clicking on yes. Okay, so whenever I click on yes button, right, then it actually gives me a screen. Okay, let us wait. See, like this, it will give me a pop-up. Okay, installation widget. So click on next, click on next. So it is actually installing JDK onto my machine. When you double click onto the .exe file, right, you will get a pop-up. Whatever pop-up you are getting it, you need to click on next, 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 next. Don't change any options in that particular pop-up. Just click on next, next, next. So it actually installs JDK onto your machine. So once it got installed, right, you will get this way. So click on OK. So now again it will be asking destination folder. You click on next. So it is actually installing JDK onto our mission. It is actually installing JDK on our mission. So any version of JDK means whether it can be 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, any version of JDK, right? Whenever you're installing, the process is same. You will get a .exe file. You need to double click on it. You will get a pop-up. Click on next, 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 OK, and click on install. So it actually installs JDK onto your mission. It actually installs JDK onto your mission. So this is the first prerequisite. If I need to write some Java piece of code on my mission, you need to have Java installed on a more. If I say Java means you need to have JDK. JDK means Java Development Kit. And it is always better to use version which is greater than 1.8. Okay, 1.8 is open source. If it is greater than 1.8, it is licensed. So it is always better to install JDK, which should be greater than 1.8 version, because Selenium jar supports only the version which is greater than 1.8. Okay, in your organization, right, if they have licenses, you can install any version of Java which is latest. If you don't have licenses, right, then you can go ahead and install JDK 1.8 on your machine and you can start writing out your code in Java language. So this is your first prerequisite. Okay, so once it has been done, right, it will show you that JDK has been properly installed, successfully installed, so that you can close your this one. Okay, you can close the pop-up that is got populated. Now the second step is, now you had installed it. Okay, now how do you check? How to check whether JDK has been properly installed on your machine or not? Properly installed on our machine or not? So it is very simple. First step, we have two ways to check it. Okay, we have two ways to check it. First way is you can check it from command prompt. Second way is you can navigate to that respective folder and you can check it. You can navigate to that respective folder and you can check it. First, how do you check it from command prompt? Just go and open CMD and press enter. It actually opens command prompt. Now here type Java version. It will show you the JDK version which is installed on your machine. Okay, actually I also have 11, so it is showing 11. Okay, means this is nothing but the default version. Means if I am running any Java code on my machine, right, it is going to run it using this JDK 11 version. So if you see here, right, this is nothing but your JDK version. This is nothing but your JRE version. And this is nothing but your bit. In my mission, right, I have 64-bit JDK. I have 64-bit JDK. So this indicates your JDK version. This indicates your JRE version. This indicates what bit, what type of, what bit operating, what bit JDK. Whether it is 64, whether it is 32-bit that got installed on your mission. In my mission, right, I have 64. So it is showing here 64-bit JDK. Okay, this is one way that you can check whether you have Java installed on your mission or not. Now, second way is you can directly go to folder. Okay, you can directly go to the just click on the PC and you will have C folder. Click on C folder. Now click on program files. Okay, under to program files, you will see a folder with name called Java. If you double click and if you open it, right, you can see that in my mission, right, I have JDK 1.8 and JDK 11 installed on my mission. Means I have two versions of Java installed on my mission. I have 1.8 and I have 11. JDK 11 version installed on my mission. Okay. Now, since I have two versions, right, whenever I was trying to check Java version, right, it is showing me 11. So whenever I run any Java code, right, it is going to execute with this particular 11 version. Okay, it is going to execute with this 11 version. But I want to execute my code using 1.8 Java. I want to use I had installed JDK 1.8. I want to run my Java code using 1.8. I want to run my Java code using 1.8 version. Then how do you do it? It is very simple. You need to just type here system variables. Okay, system. Okay, or else you can simply say environmental variables. Edit system environmental variables. Click on it. So you will get a pop-up like this. Okay, now you need to click on edit, click on environmental variables. Now you will be into this particular page. Now just go here in under to system variables and see what you have with Java. If you have anything with Java, you need to delete it. If you don't have, right, then you need to go to path icon. You have a variable called path. Click on edit. So you can see, but this is nothing but the path that has been set. Now if you see, right, see this is the path that has been set for Java. Means whenever if anyone is running some Java code on this particular version, right, it should use JDK 11. The path was set to 11, so that remove it. So that remove that particular path. Now you need to set that particular path. How do you set? If I want to use this, right, just go here, click on bin folder and copy this particular path of JDK 1.8 and go to your environmental variables, click on new and paste this, click on OK, click on OK, click on OK. Now you had changed your JDK path. And whenever you are doing any changes in the path variable, right, you need to close your command prompt and again you need to open your command prompt. So you got a command prompt like this. Now you need to type here again Java version. So if you see here, right, now it is picking JDK 1.8. See, now if you see, right, see, this is nothing but your JDK version, this is nothing but your JRE version, and this is nothing but your bit. Since I am using 64-bit JDK on my machine. So now if you see, right, it is using JDK. Means now any Java code that I run on my machine, right, it will defaultly run on 1.8. In the similar way, if you want to run it on 11, again you need to go back to your environmental variables. Okay, click on edit and then you'll get this particular pop-up. Click on environmental variables, go to path variables, under to system variables, click on edit and just remove the JDK which you have and add on which version you want to run. Since if I want to run it on 11, just add that 11 bin path here. So whenever you're running any Java code, right, it will run it using Java 11. If you want to run it using Java 1.8, again, you need to use the same. So this is how that you can also have multiple versions of JDK on your machine. And what version you want to use to run your Java code, right, you can set it from your environmental variables. You can set that from your environmental variables. Okay, so these right, whatever that we are currently discussing, right, this appears to be very simple, but these are very, very important. Why these are important means, see, whenever you had been into an organization, and if you need to start writing your automation code, right, the first prerequisite is you need to install JDK onto your machine. Okay, and this installation, right, we don't have any separate, software configuration management team or separate IT team will not going to install these software on your machine. They actually give you access to download these software. So once you had downloaded it, right, you need to do this complete setup on your machine. So after downloading JDK, you need to set a path so that whenever you're running any Java code, right, it is actually picking the installed JDK version to run your code, to run your code. Okay, for example, if I don't have that in your environmental variable, then that you right, whenever you are going to search it. So if you click here and if I'm going to, if I search for environmental variable, and if you click on edit environmental variable, click on path, click on edit, and if I don't have this, right, okay, if I am removing this, right, okay, and if you click on OK, and if you click on OK, right, still I have Java installed on my machine, but I can't run any Java code. So if you see, right, if I'm writing Java hyphen version, okay, it was defaultly picking this, means there is some entry. So again, we need to go and check in your environmental variables, click on edit variables, okay. Yeah, it is showing because as I said you, right, if I'm doing any changes, you need to close your command prompt and again you need to reopen. Now if you type Java hyphen version, see, it is showing that Java is not recognized because you had not set the path of your Java in your environmental variables. You had not set the path of your Java in your environmental variables. So you are not able to see, you are not able to execute any Java code on your machine. So even though if you install it, right, if you are not able to see the version of Java in your command prompt, then what you need to do, you need to type your environmental variables, go to environmental variables, and here click on path, click on edit, and you need to click on you and add your JDK path here. Click on OK. Click on OK. Now, whenever you are doing any changes, right, what I said, you need to again reopen your command prompt and type your Java hyphen version. So now if you see, right, it is picking JDK 1.8. Means if I want to run any Java piece of code on my machine, it actually picks this JDK. Means it is actually running on this particular Java version. It is actually running on this particular Java version. It is actually running on this particular Java version. So this is your first prerequisite. And if I need to run my Java code on my machine, right, I need to have JDK. And as I said you, right, means if you see here, right, if you go to my computer and if you click on C drive, if you go to program files, here you have Java folder. And here you have JDK, right? If you click on JDK, right, it internally has JRE. See, it internally has JRE, Java Runtime Environment. So whenever you install JDK, it will automatically install JRE onto your machine. Means if you are installing JDK, right, it will also get JRE for that particular version. So JRE no need, means we no need to separately install JRE onto your machine. Whenever you install JDK, right, you will automatically get JRE installed on your machine. You will automatically get JRE, means Java Runtime Environment is also installed on your machine. So this is your first prerequisite. Second prerequisite is you need to have an editor. Okay, as I said, right, if I need to write some Java piece of code, here we are going to use Eclipse editor. So how do you install this editor? It is very simple. Go to Google Chrome and type Eclipse editor. So you will be into this particular link. Okay, and if you click on to this, right, and if you see here, right, okay, Eclipse, click on to this particular link, you will redirect to this particular link. Okay, instead of that, right, the best way is just click on Eclipse IDE for Java developer. Click on it. So you will be redirecting to this particular page, Eclipse IDE for Java developer. Now if you see, right, here you have different. Means for example, if you want to install it for Windows 32 or 64, or if you want to install it for Mac, or if you want to install it for Linux, right, you have different versions here. So since I was using Windows, right, so I was clicking onto this particular link. So it actually downloads, click on save. So you are actually downloading Eclipse editor onto your machine. Since my machine is 32 or 64, right, I am downloading Windows. Since I am using Windows operating system, so I was downloading this. So I am downloading Eclipse editor for Windows machine on my, once I was downloading Eclipse editor which was compatible with Windows. Okay, so it is actually downloading that particular Eclipse. on my mission. So this is your second prerequisite. Okay, this is your second prerequisite. Since if I need to write some Java piece of code, I need to have these two prerequisites. One is I need to have JDK installed on our mission, and second one is I need to have one editor. So after downloaded, right, if you click on show in folder, it will show you where it got downloaded. Now if you right click and if you click on extract, because it will be in .zip format, so you need to click on extract all. And just type here latest and click on extract. Okay, so you are going to extract that complete downloaded zip file to a new folder. Okay, to a new folder. So this is how that it is going to extract. So this is how that it is going to extract. Okay, so once the extraction has been done, right, it will actually close this window. Okay, it is it was extracting. Okay, this should be completed for 100%. Then only you will get you got a folder, and it is extracting all the files from that to this particular folder. Okay, so if you double click on it, right, you can see you got a folder with name called Eclipse, and if you click on Eclipse, right, you will see some files under to this particular folder. So these files are not completely extracted. It is still extracting. So it should be 100%. Then only you can start using this one as an editor. So we are just extracting it and it has completed. Okay. Now I say do this for caller skip. So it got extracted. Okay. Now you will get these set of folders. Since this is here it under to download, you got a new folder. Under to that you got an Eclipse folder. If you double click on it, you will see these files. And if you see you will see an icon with globe symbol. If you double click on it, right, it actually launches Eclipse editor on your mission. If you double click onto this particular Eclipse icon, right, it actually launches Eclipse editor on your mission. So if you see here, right, the first screen that what you get is workspace. Now what is this workspace? See, workspace is nothing but it is nothing but a folder that will be created on your mission. So whatever the code that you're writing on Eclipse editor, right, that will be stored under to this particular folder. Means you have C drive, users, someone, and under to that, right, it is creating a folder with name called workspace double one. And click on launch. It means that it actually launches your Eclipse editor by creating a folder under to that specific location. And whatever the code that you're writing under the Eclipse, right, that will be stored under to that specific workspace. That will be stored under to that specific folder. That will be stored under to that specific folder. So this is your first step. Once you launch your Eclipse editor, right, the first screen you will get welcome screen. Just close that screen. If you see here, right, site to welcome, you have cross mark. Just click on it. It actually closes that welcome screen. Now you can see your Eclipse editor. So this is your Eclipse editor. Okay. Now if I want to create a project, right, just go to file and you will have an option called okay. Okay, you will have an option called create a project. Okay, and you can type here Maven and select Maven project. Okay, means as of now, right, I had just installed it. Now, whenever you are going to create a Java project, okay, a Java project, right, we have two ways to create it. One is you can create it as a Java project, means, or else you can also create it as a Maven project. Means if you are going to use Maven build tool, okay, then you actually create a Maven project. If you are going to create a normal Java project, right, then you can create a Java project. But in your real practice, we actually use this Maven project. Okay, but first just to show you that whether we are able to write Java code or not, right, I am just showing you how to create a Java project. It is very simple. Just open your Eclipse, click on create a Java project, you will get this particular screen. Okay, or else you can right click. Okay, you can click on to this particular Java project, and I was giving some name. Let us say I was giving a name called sample1 to that particular project. Okay, and I was selecting JDK 1.8. Okay, and then I was just clicking on finish. Okay, create. Okay, it has just created a Java project with a name called sample. Okay, and I don't want this, so I am deleting it. Okay, I got a project with name called sample, and I am right clicking onto this particular source, go to new, and I'm creating a class. Let us say that the class name is sample11. I got a class. Okay, but before creating a class, I need to just create a package. So how do you create a package? Okay, right click, delete it. Let me just delete it. Okay, it's like then right click, go to new, and if you're going to create a Java project, right? Let us say I'm going to create a project name called project one. Okay, click on create. So it actually creates a project one. Now I am deleting it, the file that has been created. Now right click onto it, go to new, and I'm creating a package. Okay, I want to create a package. Okay, with name called pack1. I got a package, and under this particular package, I'm right clicking and I'm going to new and I'm creating a class. Now let us say that class name is sample1, and I'm checking public static void main. Means if I want to run this particular class, right, I need to have main method in it. Okay, so I was just checking this and I was clicking on finish. I will tell you means why we are creating hierarchy in this fashion. These things, right, I'll tell you, but this is how that you need to understand. Means whenever you are going to write some Java piece of code, right, you need to follow this hierarchy. First thing is you need to create a project, then package, then class, and inside the class you need to create a method. Okay, here, right, it is showing because see, whenever you are going to create a Java project, right, it will automatically add JRE library to it. So if you go to build path and if you click on configure build path, you need to add this library. Apply, apply and close. Okay, right click, go to build path, go to add libraries and JRE system library, click on next, use default, click on finish. Okay, see, this is how you should get this library. If you don't have this library, right, okay, whenever you are going to write your Java code, right, you can't run your Java code. Means this is the class that I had created, and inside to that, right, let us say I was just writing system.out.println. Okay, system.out.println, and I was just printing. Let us say this is nothing but my first program in Java language. Okay, now if I want to execute this, right, means you should also, means whatever the project that you're creating, it should have this JRE library installed. Means added, you should also see JRE library added to that particular project. If you see this project, right, it does not have JRE library. Means even though if you are going to create, let us say I'm copying this package and I'm adding this under to this particular folder. Okay, even though if you have this, right, see, it is showing some errors. Means you can't run this particular file. If you see this file, right, it is not showing any errors because you already you have JRE library added to that particular project. You have JRE library added to that particular project. Okay, is this not clear? You have JRE library added to that particular project. So if I want to run this code, right, just right click, run as Java application. It actually runs that particular code and it is actually give you could not load main class. Right click, run as Java application. Okay, let me right click, run as Java application. Error exists in project, so proceed to launch. Again, let me run. There is some issue with JDK version. Okay, let me just change it by to the latest version which I have on my mission. So that what I'm doing here is I was going to environmental variable. Okay, click on environmental variable, go to path, click on edit. Now go to your folder structure. Okay, and go to your PC folder, operating system, program files, and click on Java. And I want to go ahead with this bin. Copy this, go and add this delete, click on new, and I was adding this. Click on OK, click on OK, click on OK. Now let me just go to file and restart my editor. Okay, I had restarted my Eclipse editor. Okay, now right click, run as Java application. Okay, still I'm able to see. So right click, go to build path. I need to check my libraries. Next, I want to use installed JRE. Click on finish. Okay, I'm right clicking on it and I'm removing this from build path. I need to just open it and I need to see. Right click, run as Java application. Okay, means there is something wrong with my installation process. I think so. There is some compatibility issue with this one. Okay. Anyway, I'll show you that how you need to fix that issue in our upcoming class. Okay, means as of now, right, you got understanding on the prerequisites that are required to write your Java piece of code on your mission. Means you need to understand how you need to install JDK and how you need to install Eclipse editor. Okay. So I'll show you if I need to write any Java piece of code, right, how you need to write, what hierarchy. Since whenever you're going to write, right, what hierarchy that you need to follow to write your code. Like how you are going to create a project, how you are going to create a package, how you are going to create a class, how you are going to create a method, and how you actually write your lines of code, and how you are going to execute it. And I'll show you. And I'll show you in your upcoming class that how we actually define a hierarchy to a project and how you are going to execute your code. This part, right, we will see in our next class. Okay. Any questions on today's session, team? Manasa, Ranjan, Vidya, are you guys clear on today?
No.
Okay, the recording video will be shared by the consultant. So just go through that video and just have this prerequisites installed on your mission. Okay. Okay.
Okay.
Install JDK, which is the latest version. Okay, means I think so. If you're installing JDK 1.8, right, you are seeing some issue with respect to compatibility. So just type JDK free download. So you will be into this particular string. Click on to this Oracle site and just download the latest version of JDK. Go to Windows and Windows, right? If you want to work on 64, you need to install it. If you want to work on okay, now they are only providing it for 64. So just download this one and install JDK onto your machine. Okay, if you are installing this one, right, you will get a .exe file of type. If you double click, then it actually installs JDK onto your machine. So download this and install that on your machine instead of 1.8. Install this latest version which is available. Like JDK 20 is the latest, right? Just install this and add this to your environmental variable, and rest of the process is same. You guys are getting me? Vidya, Ranjan, Mansa. Okay, instead of downloading JDK 1.8, download whatever the version which is available as latest version in JDK.
Okay.
So just type JDK download and download it and do the same steps that what I had shown. You need to add this once you have got installed, right? You need to add the path to your environmental variables, and then you need to go to your command prompt and check whether you are able to use the same version or not. So here, whenever I was running, it was picking JDK 11. So in the similar way, right, after configuring it, right, if you run it, right, it should show that JDK 20 is used by your machine to run your Java code. To run your Java code. Is this part clear? Or any questions? Team, Manasa, Ranjan, Vidya.
Yeah, clear.
It's clear.
Okay. You need to follow the same steps. In our next session, right, I'll show you how you need to check by executing a small Java piece of code on your machine on your Eclipse editor. Okay. I think so. There is some compatibility issue with this editor which we had downloaded, and as well as with the version of JDK. So if you see here, right, I already have Eclipse editor on my machine. Let me just show you Eclipse ECL. Okay, this is nothing but the editor. Get modified. Okay, this is recently I had installed it. Okay, but previously also I have an Eclipse editor. See, this is the Eclipse editor which I have previously. So let me extract this. Okay, and I'm giving name as L1. Click on extract. Okay, it is some issue with that editor that we have downloaded. There is some compatibility issue. So what I was just quickly checking is it the issue with the editor that we had downloaded or any version issue. Okay, it is showing that an unexpected error. Okay, don't show. Skip. Okay, now it got extracted. Now if you see here, right, this is the version, right? Now if you go to Eclipse, double click onto this Eclipse icon, it actually launches Eclipse editor on your machine. It is actually launching Eclipse editor on your machine. Now just I was giving workspace as 1 and click on OK. Oh, okay, there is some issue on my machine with JDK. Okay, I need to change my JDK. Okay, I'll tell you. I'll show you that how you can fix this issue as well in our upcoming class. Okay, if you are good, right? I think so. We can wind up session for today. If yes, please say yes so that we can wind up for today.
Yes, yes.
Since there are a lot of versions that are already installed on the machine, I need to remove everything and I need to reinstall all this. So that right in the class it is not possible to do it. So I'll do it offline and then I'll tell you that, which versions you need to use during your installation. So you will not see such compatible issues. Okay.
Okay.
Then tomorrow also same time. Okay. Actually today I was late for 15 minutes. But tomorrow you will have session at 7. Okay. Please make yourself available at 7.
Okay.
Thank you guys. Thank you.
Thank you.